Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Useful Tips. After a long back, I discussing about top 25 Oracle PLSQL interview questions with answers. Have so many. What is that? I have so many received comments in my first video. Please provide some all those things, all the answers for that questions. That's why today I discussing the top 25 Oracle PLSQL interview questions with answers. Actually, uh, last couple of months I am quite busy with my work. That's why I can't upload any video regarding interview questions about Oracle PLSQL. That is the one thing why I am not actually in my channel Useful Tips. Uh, that's why today I have some free time. That's why I discussing about top 25 Oracle PLSQL interview questions with answers. I think it is very useful to who are searching job in PLSQL interview in PLSQL. Mm, and mm, I today I discussed top 25 Oracle PLSQL interview questions. For the interview point of view, only today I am discussing. There are so much in-depth concept, in-depth concept and subject. You have to search in Google, but as much as possible. Now I'm discussing on each subject what I know. Okay, friends, what I know as much as possible I discussing today only. Okay, if you have any in-depth knowledge, then you have to go in Google. Then you have to search particular concept in-depth knowledge. Mm, Today I am discussing about how to answer the particular topic, uh, particular topic when you have this type of questions you have faced in interview. That is the main thing, friends. Uh, Today I am discussing about top 25 Oracle PLSQL questions. Mm, if you eagerly waiting, I know, but okay, friends, let's start. I faced this type of questions in my past experience. That's why main thing I discussed these questions only. If you have any, if you want any uh, particular topic, then please comment me in comment section. Then I will also um, discuss on that topic. If I know that topic very well. Okay, friends. First question is how to encrypt PLSQL code. This is the first basic question when you went to interview. Definitely they will ask this type of question for every PLSQL developer. As I think every PLSQL developer should aware how to what is that how to hide PLSQL code from others. This is the first fundamental to every PLSQL developer, how to hide um, PLSQL code. There are two types of ways to encrypt PLSQL code. What is that is PLSQL wrap utility is there, and also DBMS underscore DDL wrap function is there. Okay, friends, PLSQL wrap utility uses it to hide the code. Whatever you wrote the code in procedures, that code is hide from the others. Okay, it cannot show to others. Okay, expect you. This is the this is the useful for the Encrypt PLSQL code by using PLSQL wrap utility DBMS underscore DDL wrap function. By using these two methods to hide the code from the others for prevent misuse of the code. Misuse means they have to theft your code and implement their own logic in your code, all those things. This is the main thing to prevent misuse of the code. In real time, there are so much this type of activities are going on there. That's why you have to know, you have to aware how to hide the code from the others for to prevent the misuse of the code. This is the main thing happening in Encrypt PLSQL code by using PLSQL wrap utility DBMS DDL wrap function. After that, I faced every interview difference between function, procedure, and package. This is the main and basic question for every PLSQL developers. First of all, you should aware function, procedure, package individually. After that, you have to know what is difference between function, procedure, and package. Now I am discussing only differences between them only. I cannot go to in-depth topic in each function, procedure, and package. Today I discussing only few main differences. There are so many differences are there, but you have to say at least these differences, then interview satisfied. Okay, you have to know everything about the function, procedure, package, all those things. That's why I differentiate these only. There is so much differences between them. You have to go in Google and search it differences between function, procedure, and package. Then you have to do. Then you have to receive so much differences. But this is the basic and main differences between them. Coming to the function, a function has a return type in its specification and must return value. It must return value. Okay, friends, it must return value. Okay, if you write the n number of return statements, but it will give or it will execute only first return value. Okay, it skip next return values, whatever it is, whatever you wrote, next return value. Suppose you have to write 10 return values. Okay, but function will execute only first return value. It skips next 9 return values. That is the rule in function, but it gives must and should a return value. That is the function. Okay, after that, procedure. Coming to the procedure, a procedure does not have a return type in its specification. Okay, and should not return any value. It should not return any value. It is quite opposite to function, but it can give a return statement. Okay, but it can give you a written statement. If you want necessarily to return statement from the procedure, then you have to go out parameter. Okay, friends, out parameter is there. There are 3 parameters are there. In parameter, out parameter. In out parameter is there. There is so much somewhat huge topic in procedures. You have to if you want to anybody want sub programs and packages, please mention in comment section. Then I will also create a video under function, procedure, and package in-depth analysis in future. That is the main difference between function and procedure. Whereas in package is little package is totally different from subprograms. Subprogram means, what is subprograms here? Function and procedure. These two are subprograms. But package is a group of subprograms, variables, types, constants, cursors, exceptions, and etc. 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 Whatever it is. Suppose in real time, if you have to create a procedure, okay, for particular task, okay, for particular task, if you have a creative procedure, okay, for particular task, for other task, again you have to create a procedure, okay. Those procedures will, okay, will put on one package. Those procedure will put on one package, okay, package in together, okay. That is the package. Package means group of subprograms, variables, types, constants, cursors, whatever it is. We will all the subprograms, constants take and put in one package. That is the package. Generally, normal words in package means package consists of all. All means everything consists of package. That is the package. Here also package is consists of subprograms. Subprogram means function, procedure, variables, types. Next slide I will say what is types, and variables, constants, cursors, all those things we will put together in the package, including subprograms. That is a package. Okay friends, that is the package. Next, coming to commit, rollback and save point. This is also very basic question when you go to PLSQL developers. As a PLSQL developer, when commit statement issued to the database, the transaction has ended. Okay friends, this is the main thing. The transaction has ended and the following results are true. Those following results is all work done by the transaction becomes permanently stored in the database. That is first point. Other users can see changes in data made by transaction. Obviously, if you commit, that data will be stored permanently in the database, and also some other users have to see what you did, okay, what you did. That is the second point. After that, any logs acquired by the transaction are released. This is the commit statement, friends. When a rollback statement is issued to the database, the transaction has ended. Okay, same thing like commit. Okay, transaction has ended and following results are true. All work done by the transaction is undone. Undone means undo. You know, undo. All of you knew that what is undo means. It will just like rollback. Rollback means what you did before. It will automatically goes back. That is the undo, undone. Quite opposite to commit. Any logs acquired by the transaction are released. Same thing. And also here within save point command, however, the only part of the transaction can be done. Here what happens now? If you insert a data into a table, okay, first you write 2 lines. What is that? Insert into table name, okay. After that, values, whatever what you write, okay. First 2 rows inserted, okay, that will inserted into the tables, then 2 rows inserted. After that, you have to write save point 1, okay, save point 1. After that, you have to insert another 2 records, okay. That records also that records also inserted in the table. Total how many records are inserted in the table? 4 records. Okay, now 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 if you if you write a rollback, okay, now if you write a rollback, how many records are there in the table? Only 2 records. Remaining 2 records is not there, is rollback. First 2 records is only placed in the table. Next 2 records is automatically rollback. Why? Because first 2 records, when you insert a first 2 records, after that you write a save point 1. Okay, for the save point 1, that's why up to the save point it will not affect the rollback command. Okay, that's why first 2 records are permanently stored in the table. Next two records you inserted after you did not do any save point. Okay, that's why it is rollback by using rollback statement. That is the save point will do. Okay friends, please remember that is the save point will do. There are 2 types of cursors. Yes, types of cursors is very important, friends. I think every interviewer asked this types of questions. It is very easy question, friends, but you have to know in-depth knowledge in cursors. There is so much in-depth knowledge is there, subject is there. You have to aware all the cursors, what happen, cursors, what do cursors, all those things you have to aware. Yesterday also I attended one interview, that is excellent technologies, telephonic interview, 1.5 hours they taken. At the time also they asked types of cursors, attributes, and also explicit cursor, implicit cursor, all those things. Okay friends, every interview. Why? Because I am saying types of cursors is that much of importance in PLSQL. Without cursors we cannot fetch. Okay, we cannot fetch the data from database 1 or more records. That is the main thing by using cursors. Okay friends, here implicit cursor and explicit cursor. Coming to the implicit cursor in PLSQL, the implicit cursor is the predefined cursor. Predefined cursor means it is already inbuilt cursor. Inbuilt cursor means Oracle only can operate this implicit cursor. It is associated with data manipulation language. You know, data manipulation language, delete, update, insert. It is mainly associated with the data manipulation language. And also it is also known as SQL Cursor. It is also known as SQL Cursor. The name of the implicit cursor is SQL. Same thing. Please remember this 4 parameters. When you go to interviews, they will ask about implicit cursor. Definitely, they will also cross-check your knowledge. Implicit cursor we can manipulate or we can manage or not. Like that question they will ask if you go to interviews. Yesterday also I faced this question, implicit cursor, we can manage implicit cursor. The interviewer asked to me all those things, and also what is the use of implicit cursor. Interviewer asked to me yesterday interview, say excellent in technologies, software technologies. That's why I mentioned here. It is used only for output in expression form. Normally the output is in statement form. Then we want to know the expression form. Expression form means nothing but what is that? Statement form. What is statement form? Statement form is nothing but it is associated with DML statements. Now, DML statements means when you insert it, when you insert a data into a table, then output like this. Then output like two records inserted like that only. Okay. Then we have to apply implicit cursor Implicit cursor is a inbuilt cursor. There is no doubt about that. Okay. After that, and also to know the status of the DML statements. Here main thing is status of the DML statement. Status means how many inserts you are inserted into the table, how many records are deleted in the table, how many updated records are the update records are in the table. All those things we will status means to know the status of the DML statements by using implicit cursor. Oracle maintains implicit cursor by own. We cannot operate manually, I said before. Here some attributes of SQL cursor. If you read this, then you have the clarity of what is attributes. First of all, what is attribute? Attribute is a Boolean expression. Okay, Boolean expression. It gives true or false. Okay, it gives true or false. First of all, attribute is Boolean expression. Boolean expression is true or false. That's it. That's it. Very simple. Very simple. To determine the outcome of the DML statements as a cursor can be associated with some attributes. SQL percentage, percentage not found, SQL percentage row count. If the statement is true, that DML affects one or more rows. If the statement is false, then it does not affect on the rows. Same thing, quite opposite. SQL percentage not found. SQL percentage row count is this attribute returns a numeric value identifying the number of rows affected by the most DML statements. How many DML statements affected by the last what is that last DML statements. Then it will fetch the count. How many count? 2, 3, 4, like that. Explicit cursor. It is main thing here. Main and also very important explicit cursor. In PLSQL, explicit cursor is the user-defined cursor. User-defined cursor means we created a explicit cursor for better performance. Okay, it is associated with select statements. Implicit cursor associated with DML statements. Explicit cursor associated with select statements. Please remember this, friends. Maybe interviewer confused you, but you don't confuse. It is associated with select statements. Implicit cursor associated with DML statements. Okay, that return more than one row. Okay, without explicit cursor we cannot fetch data from more than one record from the database. This is the fact in PLSQL. Okay, we cannot change this rule. Okay, please remember this. Maybe some interview asked why we use explicit cursor. Then you have to say like this. By using explicit cursor, we can fetch the data from the database one or more records. Okay, without explicit cursor, we cannot do like this. Okay, we can fetch only one record by using implicit cursor. This is the main thing, friends. Please remember that. Please remember these points. Why? Because whenever I went to interviews, definitely they asked about the cursors. Main thing is explicit cursor. That's why I am again and again told to you or to your friends. Okay, friends, creation and manipulation of explicit cursor requires a number of manual steps. But here, whenever we use explicit cursor, then you have to follow few steps. Follow few steps means we can create a cursor, create and open a cursor, fetch a cursor and close a cursor. These 4 manual steps are there. We will go to next slide. Then you have to clarity about what is 4 steps. The following steps must be performed when using an explicit cursor. Exactly. Step, section of program, syntax. First, these 4 steps you have to remember in your mind. when you go to interviews, they will ask definitely. Yesterday also I faced this question. Declare the cursor where in declaration section. Syntax is cursor, cursor name, whatever you want, you write. Name is select statements. After that you want to write select statements. Select start from EMP, whatever you want. After that open cursor where it is body of the program. After that, what is syntax? Open cursor name. Cursor name where you create cursor name in the declaration section. That name you want to write same here. After that, fetch the cursor where it is body of the body of the program. That syntax is fetch cursor name into variable. Variable means you have to assign one variable, that variable. Close the cursor, it is mandatory. Close the cursor, body of the program, same thing. Close cursor, cursor name, whatever it is. Please read these 4 steps once, then we have to clarity what is going on there. Okay friends, next we'll move to next slide. PLSQL exceptions and types of exceptions. This is also very important question, friends. There is a plus, and as well as the minus is there. Okay, there is a coding as well as the exceptions is there. This is the point in everywhere. Okay, there is a good, there is a bad. Okay, there is a coding, there is definitely, if you write any coding, then you have to write, then you have to what is that, then you have to face exceptions. This is the common thing. PLSQL exceptions and types of exceptions is, exceptions is one of the activity which is used to handle the errors at the runtime. Actually, exception is not a error. Okay, exception is not a error, it is a warning to you. Okay, it is warning to you. Somewhere of the code is not good. Please refer that. Okay, it will give you a warning. It is not error. Please remember this. It is not error, it is warning. Exception is a warning. Okay, exception is one of the activity which is used to handle the errors at runtime. There are 2 types of exceptions. One is predefined exceptions, user defined exceptions. Predefined exceptions means, all of you knew that predefined means we cannot create those exceptions. Oracle create those exceptions inbuilt only. After that, user defined exceptions. User defined exceptions means we create exceptions. We create exceptions in the PLSQL coding by our requirements, by our usability, by our by our convenience. Okay, predefined exception, it is one of the exception which are defined by Oracle. As I said before, there are 20 exceptions are available inbuilt. Okay, in the 20 exceptions we have only what is that we have only used these exceptions in real time. No data found, too many errors, invalid cursor already open, invalid number, value error, 0, divide, etc. These are the exceptions we have to face. We have to, we have to use daily in real time. That's why I wrote these exceptions only. You have to know 20 exceptions, then you have to Google it in the Google, then you have to know what is 20 exceptions in Oracle. Okay friends, first of all I say step by step, when it faces this type of exceptions, I will say no data found. When it appears now, data does not available in the table. If you want, suppose if you fetch some data from the data table, in the table have only 5 records, then you have to fetch the 6th record from the table, but 6th record is not there in the table. At the time it shows no data found error. Okay, at the time it rises no data found. Next, coming to too many errors. When it is rises now, in select class to fetch more than one row. In select class to fetch more than one row. Okay, whenever you fetch the data from the database more than one row, then it will rises the too many records. Okay, invalid. After that, invalid cursor. Invalid cursor means whenever try to close cursor without open the cursor. Okay, before I said now, when you close, when you open the cursor, okay, all those things same here. Whenever try to close the cursor without open the cursor, then how? This is the meaning, very meaningful point, friends. See, whenever try to close the cursor without open the cursor, here point is without you open the cursor, then how can you close the cursor? At the time it rises invalid cursor. That's it. After that, cursor already open. Cursor already open means simply say multiple times cursor open. You have to cursor open. After same thing, cursor you again write cursor open. That's why it arises cursor already open. Then why you write again open? It rises. After that, invalid number. Invalid number means whenever we try to convert string type to number type. Friends, please remember this point. Whenever we try to convert string type to number type. String type to number type means, suppose if you create a table, okay, if you create a table has number, serial number, salary is there. Serial number data type is obviously number. Okay, salary column data type is obviously it is also a number. But whenever you insert data into a table, at the time insert into something table name values. After that you have to write serial number 1, comma, and salary data type is number. Okay, now here you write some numeric, but if you write any character A, B, C, D like that, if you write, then it erases invalid number. This is the point. Okay, then it erases invalid number. At that time you will get invalid number. Value error. Next, value error. When it erases value error, number precision. Okay, number precision means, for suppose serial number. Okay, you create a table. In that table only one column is there, serial number is there. The serial number data type is number. Okay, data type is number. Then you have to give a precision. Precision is only 2. Okay, only 2. Whenever you insert a data into a table, then you have to insert a 100. That 100, at the time it erases value error. Why? Because you given a precision only 2 when you create a table, but you have to insert a data 100. That's why it gives value error. 0 divide. All of you knew that when it erases 0 divide, divide by 0. Whenever divide by 0 is occurs, then it will raise 0 divide. This is the friends predefined exception. And user defined exception means we have to give a user defined exceptions whenever we want. That is the user defined exceptions. Next, mutating trigger. Mutating trigger is very important question, friends. Some interviewers may ask if you have if you have 3 years experience, 3+ experience, then they will definitely ask what is mutating trigger. Okay, first of all, what is mutating trigger? Now, basically mutating trigger occurs as a oracle error. It is a oracle error. Okay, basically it is a oracle error. Mutating trigger rises only in row level trigger. Okay, it does not occurs in statement level trigger. Some interviewers may ask mutating trigger occurs in row level trigger or statement level trigger. At that time you said no. It occurs only in row level trigger only. We cannot face any mutating trigger in statement level trigger. It occurs only in row level trigger. Okay, they will confuse, but you don't confuse. Okay, this is perfect. You don't confuse. Mutating trigger occurs only in row level trigger. It does not occur in statement level trigger. While we are applying same logic on same table in 5 times, but trigger is created on the respected table, but it produces error while transaction. Here point is something. Here point is, I will explain one example. For suppose if you go to any ATM, if you went to any ATM and you put ATM in the ATM machine and you draw some amount from the ATM. Okay, from the ATM machine. After that you have to get slip. Okay, this is the amount you get. Okay, this is the amount you get, and this is the amount you have. This is the amount you have balance present now. Okay, this is example. In this example, same logic applied 2 times. Same logic applied 2 times means here it will give amount whatever you want. Okay, after that it again search in the same table. Okay, same account, your account, same account, it again searches in the same account and give the balance, remaining balance, how much remaining balance is there. Okay, here 2 logics. Okay, here 2 logics are there. One is it will give the money from your account. Okay, after that it will again search the account. Set the account means set the table, whatever it is, set the account, and it will give the information how much money you have remaining. This is the example. In this example there are 2 logics. Okay, 2 logics on the same account, same table. Whenever same logic will affect on same table, at the time mutating error will be arise. Okay, mutating error is arise. Another example is, okay, in a table there are so many records are there, up to 20-30 records are there. In that 20-30 records are there. If you delete few records, or if you delete 10 records, total records 30. If you delete 10 records, okay, if you delete 10 records, I want output like this. Okay, whenever you delete a records from the table, I want how many records are deleted, at the same time how many records are there in the table after deleting. This is the my out this, this is the my output. Okay, for this same logic will apply twice times. Why? Because it will delay if you delete a rows in the table for particular 10 rows, 10 records. Okay, 10 records will be deleted. After that you want to know how many records are there in the table after you deleting 10 records. 20 records are there, and again it will go to the first record and also counting, and it gives again 20 records are there still, like this. Here what happens na, same logic apply twice times on the same table. At the time mutating trigger will arise. Okay, mutating trigger will arise. This is one of the best examples. These two one of the best examples. I think all of you friends are understood what I am saying. This is the mutating trigger. How to overcome this mutating trigger? By using autonomous Pragma autonomous transaction. I will say what is Pragma pattern in the next slide. This is the mutating trigger. Please remember this, friends. What I said. Mutating trigger occurs only in row level trigger. It does not occur in statement level trigger. All those things. Next, what is trigger and types of trigger? I already discussed what is trigger and types of trigger in my previous videos. Please refer my previous videos regarding triggers. Then you will get a clarity what is trigger and types of triggers. Then I will go to next slide. Here, Dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL, definitely if you have any 3+ experience, then they will ask what is Dynamic SQL. What is Dynamic SQL? Definitely, if you have 3 years experience, if you put 3 years experience, 3+, 4+ experience, then they will ask about Dynamic SQL in-depth analysis. And also, okay, today I am discussing about only few interview purpose. Whenever you face Dynamic SQL, at the time you set few points like these few points. If you set like this few points, then they will know. Okay, he will know about the Dynamic SQL. Okay, it is enough, like that. That's why I discussing Dynamic SQL today. What is Dynamic SQL? What is Dynamic SQL differs from normal SQL? Here, compilation and execution will happen at the runtime. Okay, compilation means what is, first of all, what is compilation? Compilation means syntax error. It checked syntax error. If any syntax errors, then it will arise. Okay, that is the compilation. Execution, total execution. Compilation and execution will happen at the runtime. It is very useful when we don't know the column names, table names. For suppose you have, if you don't know the table names, particular table names. Okay, if you fetch the data, but you don't know which table you want to do, which table you want to fetch the data, which columns you want to fetch the data. Okay, at that time Dynamic SQL is very, very, very useful, friends. Oracle uses late binding for Dynamic SQL, early binding for Static SQL. Late binding, early binding means actually fake compilation will happen at the compilation stage. That is the late binding. But true compilation will happen at the runtime only. that is main thing, friends. Please remember this. Late binding means actually fake compilation. Actually compilation and execution will happen at the runtime only. But you come to Dynamic SQL, actually fake compilation will happen at the compilation stage. Fake compilation means it will compile the code, but it will compare the fake fake compilation. It will compile, but it will not evaluate the code. That's why that's why that's why you didn't get any errors, okay, from the compilation. Why? Because it is fake compilation and it does not evaluates, okay. But true compilation will happen at the runtime. Runtime only true compilation will happen. That's why late binding for dynamic SQL, early binding for static SQL. Static SQL, all of you knew that. What is static SQL means? Compilation and execution will happen at the same happen at the runtime only. Okay, this is the dynamic SQL. Some few points. Methods of implementing execute method by using execute method, and also using a package called DBMS underscore SQL dot function or procedure package. If you want. Advantage of dynamic SQL, we can execute DDL statement within the PLSQL program, and also even though we don't know the table name, then we use procedures by using dynamic SQL. This is the advantages in dynamic SQL. Then coming to explain plan, definitely explain plan also they will ask if you have 3+ experience, definitely. That's why I am discussing today. Explain plan. What is, first of all, what is explain plan? Explain plan is related to Oracle only. Okay, is related to Oracle only. Simply say that. I simply says, oh, explain plan is totally related to Oracle only. We cannot manipulate the explain plan. We can manipulate, but explain plan is use the explain plan statement to determine the execution plan. Oracle database follows to execute a specified SQL statement. If you write a SQL statement, then Oracle follows execution plan by inbuilt. Okay, if you want to know how Oracle follows the execution plan, whatever you write the SQL statement, then you have to use explain plan. This statement inserts rows describing each step of the execution plan into a specified table. For example, if you want to know, select start from EMP statement how Oracle execution plan follows internally, then you have to see like this: explain plan for select start from EMP, where condition. If you want where condition, then you will, if you use, don't worry. After that if you want to display explain plan for select start from EMP in the brackets DBMS in the brackets display explain, like that only. Okay, after that, this is very important question, friends. Whenever we go to interviews, then we have to aware what is index and types of indexes. Today I give some few short notes. What is index, all those things. It is a database object which a pointer locates physical address of the data, obviously. After that, index used by Oracle server to speed up the retrieval and manipulate the rows. This is very important, friends. Why use index now? Index speed up the retrieval by use for the use of speed up the retrieval. Specification of the index. Specification of the index is activated when indexed column is used in where class, obviously. index can be created automatically. Whenever you create a primary key, index will be automatically created on the primary key. Index is used and maintained automatically by the Oracle server. Okay, when you drop the table, the corresponding indexes are also dropped. This is the main thing, friends. When you drop the table, corresponding indexes are also dropped. Okay, when you drop the table, if you dropped if you dropped the table, corresponding indexes are also dropped. Why? Because if you drop a table, then how can I fetch the data from the database that index? That's why if you drop the table, it will automatically erase us an error from the database. There is no particular what is that? There is no particular data table is there like that. Okay, after that index is mainly used for a tuning purpose. Tuning purpose means if you are aware performance tuning, then you know importance of the index. Okay, next, coming to my next topic is what is index and types of index. There's so much simple index, complex index, function based index, bitmap index, bitree index, unique index. These indexes are there in Oracle, but you have to know function based index, bitree index, bitmap index. These indexes you have to know. These type of indexes are very important, friends. Now I tell bitmap index and bitree index. We are remaining all those you have to search in Google. Okay, now I'm discussing only bitmap and bitree index. These are two important indexes. Whenever you go to interviews, then they will ask. Okay, friends. First of all, there is a formula is there. Okay, when you use bitmap index, when you use bitree index, at what column you use bitmap index, at what column you use bitree index. Okay, there is formula is there. Formula is I think all of you knew that formula. Cardinality is equal to number of distinct values by total number of records. Total number of rows. Number of distinct values by total number of values. Okay, if you have 10 records, in that column, 10 values in that column, those that is the 10. Okay, that is the total number of values is 10. In that 10 values, you have distinct values is only 5. Okay, after at that time you get 5 by 10. At the time 5, then you will get some answer. If some answer is cardinality, whenever cardinality becomes greater than 1, okay, greater than 1, at that time you use bitree index on that column. Whenever cardinality becomes less than 1, at that column you use bitmap index. Okay, this is the main rule. Blindly you will get this formula, apply this whenever you want to do. Okay, how many values are there, how many distinct values are there, how many total values are there, you will apply this rule and you will get some answer below 1 or above 1. Above 1 means then you will apply bitree index, below 1 means then you will apply bitmap index on that column. Please remember this formula. Then I have to go next slide. Global temporary table. Global temporary table is very important, friends. That's why I'm discussing today. My last interview with CL, yes, 2 months back, HCL I attended interview in HCL. At the time the interview asked about global temporary table. What is global temporary table? What's the purpose of global temporary table? All those things. That's why I am discussing today. In the global temporary table, data will store temporary. It is not permanent purpose. It is only temporary purpose. Basically, data is stored in the RAM. That's why it is very fast. Okay, that's why it is very fast to pull data from the temporary storage. Logical reads. Types of DTT is transaction specific GTT. Here GTT is global temporary table. Specific GTT. After that, when you come to transaction specific GTT, whenever data stored in the transaction specific GTT, data will be there until commit or rollback. Okay, whenever you commit or rollback, data will be gone. Until commit or rollback, data will be there in the transaction specific GTT. That is the transaction specific GTT. Session specific GTT is data will remain till the end of the session. If you close the session, then data will be gone. Whenever you are in that session, data will be remain. Data will be there. That is the global temporary table. If you want in-depth analysis, please comment in comment section. Then I will also make one video about the global temporary table, in-depth analysis, all those things. Data types in PLSQL. Data types. There are two types of data types in PLSQL. Scalar data types means number, var2, data, char, etc. Composite data types means record and table. And already you know the collections now. PLSQL collections. PLSQL collections nothing but data types in PLSQL. Associative array, nested tables, and also VRAs, record table, ref cursors. All those things comes under the data types. Normal data types is row type, percentage row type, percentage type is there, percentage row type is there. All those things are there. Data types, you have to aware all those things. Here comes to Pragma autonomous transaction. Before 2 slides before, I discussed what is mutating trigger. How to overcome mutating trigger means how to overcome those mutating trigger in row level trigger is we use Pragma autonomous transaction with the combine of commit statement. Without commit statement, it will create no problem. Whenever you get the transaction, then you will get a error. Okay, without commit statement, you cannot use Pragma autonomous transaction. You can use Pragma autonomous transaction without commit statement, but it will create other trigger. But whenever transaction, while transaction, then it will rise as a error. That's why whenever you use Pragma autonomous transaction, then you will use definitely a commit statement in the begin block and between and end block. This Pragma can perform an autonomous transaction within a PLSQL block between a begin and end statement without affecting the entire transaction. I said before what it is. The following types of PLSQL blocks can be defined as the autonomous transaction: store procedures and functions, local procedures and functions, different PLSQL declaration block, packaged procedures and functions. All those things you have to have all those things when you going to interviews. Okay, friends. Constraints is also very important question, friends. Definitely they will ask any one of the constraint at least. What is primary key, what is unique key, what is not null, what is check, or what is difference between primary key and the unique key, what is the composite primary key, how many columns you want, how many columns you have to enter in composite primary key, what is the limit you have to add columns in the composite primary key, and also they will also cross check to you default is a constant or a keyword, like that. What is foreign key, what is the importance of the foreign key, if without foreign key you have to join two tables, all those things they will ask. Okay, whenever you go to interviews you have to check these constraints. First of all, what is constraint? Constraints are used to allow valid data only. It does not allow invalid data into the table. That is the main thing. After that, all of you knew that what is primary key, composite primary key, all those things. Okay, friends. If anybody want to know constraints, please comment me in comment section. Then I will personally mail to you. I have some documents are there. Then personally I will respected who are commented in comment section about the constraints. Okay, friends. Next, then I will move to next slide. Difference between truncate and delete. This is also very important, friends. Truncate and delete. Some basic differences between. There are so much differences are there, but I wrote these two differences. But there is most important differences are there uh, in uh, in real time. All of you knew that what is truncate and delete. Then I should aware. I should remember to you to friends. Why? Because truncate and delete are also very important, friend. Okay. Here, what is cascading concept? Yes, cascading concept is very important, friends. Suppose, first of all, I will come to some examples. What is that example now? Suppose we have two tables, like employee table and department table. Okay, whenever we delete the rows in parent table, means employee table, then it raises error. Why? Because two tables are in relationship, referential integrity. Two tables have a referential integrity. At that time, whenever you delete the rows in parent table, it will not delete it. Why? Because referential integrity is there between the two tables. That's why it arises a something error is called referential integrity. Okay. To overcome this, to overcome this problem, we are using on delete cascading. Okay, we are using on delete cascading. When you create a child table, syntax, on that syntax you have to write on delete cascade. Okay, on delete cascade. Then after you write on delete cascade in child table, when you creating a child table, then after you insert data from both tables, then you have to delete from the data from the parent table, then it will automatically delete from the respected records in the child table also. This is the concept of on delete cascading. Okay. Views and materialized views, difference between them. Views and materialized views also I already discussed it in my previous videos. Please refer my previous videos regarding views and materialized views and difference between them. Then you will get a clarity. Collection methods. All of you knew that what is collections. There are three types of collections: index by table, nested table, and VRS. Okay, VRS. Every collection have a collection methods. Okay, very important, friends. Exist, first, last, preader, next, count, delete. These methods are belongs to index by table, associated or PLSQL table. Okay, exists, first, last, reader, next, count, delete. These methods are belongs to index by table, or what is it? I mean, some three names are there for for that. Okay, somebody calling index by table, somebody calling associate array, somebody calling PLSQL table. Okay, initially it is PLSQL table. Okay, after that index by table, after that associate array. Okay, these three names, are same thing. These collection methods are belongs to index by table. Okay, extend and trim methods are belongs to nested tables, and VRS, nested table and VRS. Now I said some clearly. I will say some few points about the collections. Okay, first of all, collections is nothing but data types, which is used to store the multiple data items in a single unit. Without collections, we cannot do anything in PLSQL. Collections is a advanced level in PLSQL. Without collections, we cannot implement PLSQL code. Okay, PLSQL code. Next, coming to index by table or associated or PLSQL table, whatever it is. Okay, index by table. Index by table, it is a user defined, it is a predefined, it is user defined data type. Okay, it is a user defined data type which is used to store the multiple data items in a single unit. Multiple data items in a single unit. In the index by table, data will store it in the memory area. Okay, memory area. That's why it improves performance of the application. Why? Because it stores data will be stored in the memory area. That's why it will fetch the data from the memory very fastly. It will not go to the database. After that, it is also known as memory table. Why? Because the data will be stored in the memory area. Okay, in the index by tables have two columns. One is index column, one is values column. Index column likes as a primary key. All you know all of you knew that what is primary key. What is the rules of primary key? It does not accept null values, it does not accept duplicate values. Here also same thing. Index does not accept duplicate values, does not accept null values. Same thing, two columns here. It has consists of two columns. And index by table data type is binary integer. Okay, binary integer. Next, coming to the nested table. Nested table also same thing like index by table, somewhat different. In nested by table, you have to initialize a constructor. In that constructor, values are stored. Okay, in that constructor values are stored. Constructor name as same name as object name, and also nested tables are also user defined data type, which is stored multiple data items in a single unit. And also here one big plus point is nested by tables are stored permanently in the database, but in index by table it does not store in the database permanently. It is not a reusability. Whereas in nested by tables, it is stored in the permanently database in the database, and again we can reusability that nested by tables again and again. That's why many plus points in nested by tables. And also one plus point is in nested by tables we have add or remove indexes, whereas in index by table we cannot add or remove indexes. Here nested by table we have to add or remove indexes by using extend and trim methods, collection methods. That is the main plus point in nested tables. Next, coming to the VRS is also same thing like nested by tables. VRLs has also same constructor. You have to initialize constructor name as same as object name, and also VRS is also user defined data type, which is used to store the multiple data items in a single unit, and also VRS are also stored in the database permanently. Then it will reusability again and again, and also VRS. If you have to any add or remove next by using trim and extend methods, and also same thing like nested tables, but different is if you have to fetch some amount of data, then you will specify how much data you want to fetch from the database. Okay, how much data means specific data you want to uh, enter in the VRS. Okay, if you want to fetch 100 records, then you have to mention 100. If you want to fetch the 200 records, then you have to mention 200 records. 200. That is the main difference between nested tables and VRS. Here is the brief explanation, friends. Please remember this. If you have any doubts, please comment me in the comment section. Then I will also make another video about the collections also. That's it. Coming next, go to next slide. That's it. And also I have few normalization concept is there, and also string function concept is there. String functions, there are 26 or 27 string functions are there. If you know the string functions, if you want to know the string functions and normalization concept, I think normalization concept is not for 3 years. I think so. This 4 plus 5 plus experience, they need what is normalization concept. Anyway, if you want anybody normalization concept, then please comment me in comment section. Then I will also make a video on normalization concept, and string functions also string functions is very must and should aware what is string functions. Are 26 string functions are there: upper, lower, L pair, R pair, substring, in-string, case, decode, replace, translate. These are the string functions, friends. In the string functions, we have to know at least 6 or 7 string functions are in-string, substring, translate, replace. Okay, and also few things are there. That thing is only enough, I think so. These the friends I have faced different type of questions in my last interview experience. If you want to know extra means extra any topics, then comment me in the comment section. Then if I knew that concept, then I will definitely make a video. Okay, please apologize me if I am not regularly uploading videos. Why? Because I am very busy in my daily activities. That's why I cannot making a videos regularly. But definitely I will making a videos in some intervals. If I more comments on particular same topic, then definitely I will make a video on the topic immediately. Okay, friends, if you like this video, please like this video and share this video to your friends, and subscribe my channel for future updates. I think so my channel is somewhat useful to job seekers who are searching in PLSQL. I think 10 to 20%. I think so. If it is useful to 10 to 20% to job seekers, I am very satisfied. Why? Because I am also struggling from initial days. what is some this type of questions I have to search, and I have to learn all those things. That's why I make these videos. My friends, if you want any videos, please comment me in comment section. Then if I receive more comments on same concept, then I will definitely make a video on the topic. If I known, okay, if I known that topic, then I will definitely make a video. Okay friends, if you like this video, please like this video and subscribe my channel for future updates. Don't forget that one. And also please share this video if you like. Okay, please share this video to your friends. Thank you friends, have a great day.